I want to start this video with a question, and I want you to actually answer it, even if it's just in your head. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and actually liked who was looking back at you? Not your hair, not your outfit, her. Because if you had to pause on that one, you and I need to talk, so stay with me. Hey there, I'm Jill. I'm a nurse, I'm a mom, I'm a Monat distributor, and I'm a woman who spent way too many years quietly disappearing into everyone else's needs. This year, I decided I was done with that. Done shrinking, done waiting, done telling myself it was too late. So what did I do? I rebuilt my life around my 4 pillars, and this is what this video is about. The 4 non-negotiables I'm using to become the woman I was always meant to be in 2026. So if you're somebody that's over 50, or honestly any woman in a new phase of life who feels like she's lost herself somewhere along the way, pull up a chair and a cup of coffee. This one's for you. Pillar number 1, of course, is business. And specifically for me, that's Monat. Now before you go and click off, because you think this is going to be a pitch, it's absolutely not. I'll tell you straight up, I'm building a business with Monat. I'm proud of it. I'm not going to whisper about it like it's something to be embarrassed of. Here's why business is a pillar for me, and why I think it should be one for you as well. Somewhere along the way, women my age were sold this story. The story that the building years were over. That now we just have to maintain and coast. What is that anyway, maintain and coast? We just wait for grandkids and retirement and the slow fade. I am not doing that slow fade, although sometimes my body feels like it is in a slow fade. I chose Monat because it gave me 3 things I needed all at once. It gave me a product I genuinely believed in, and we'll get to the hair piece in a minute. It gave me a community of women who were also refusing to fade. So being around like-minded people is so empowering. And it also gave me a vehicle, a way to build something of my own without quitting the job I love or abandoning my family. I've watched women on my team, women who started this in their 50s, even 60s, completely transform what their hair looks like and their life. Not because they're special, because they decided and they were willing to put the work in. So if you've been telling yourself you're too late to start something, I need you to hear me. You are not too late. You're just on time for the version of you that finally believed that you were worth it. Pillar number 2 is mindset and personal development. And I'm going to tell you, this is a very important part of my redevelopment. And listen, I used to roll my eyes at this stuff as well. Personal development and mindset sounded like a lot of woo-woo, that I was like, this will never work. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the daily quiet work of rewiring the voice in your head. Because here's what I figured out. And it took me longer than I wanted to admit. The reason I wasn't building anything of my own wasn't because I didn't have the time. It wasn't because I didn't have the skills. Although being a nurse and building a business, I really sometimes felt like I really didn't have the skills. And it certainly wasn't because I was too old. It was because somewhere deep down, I didn't believe I deserved it, nor did I believe that I could do it. That voice, the one that says, who do you think you are? The one that says, people are going to judge you. The one that says, just stay small, play it safe. That voice runs the show until you decide it doesn't. And once you realize that, the world opens up for you. So here's what mindset work looks like for me practically. It's reading something every single morning that pours into me before the world pulls from me. It's audio in the car instead of the news, which I don't even watch the news anymore. It's journaling, and I'm not talking about gratitude lists, although I do that as well. I'm talking about getting honest on a page, writing the things I'm scared to say out loud. It's choosing my circle, who I follow, who I let in my DMs, who I let in my head, and that is a big one. Your mindset is the soil, and everything else you're trying to grow, your business, your confidence, your relationships, it all grows out of that soil. So take care of it. Pillar 3 is my nursing profession, which I haven't talked about a lot, but I'm going to incorporate it more. And I want to talk about this because I think a lot of women, when they start building something on their own, feel like they have to burn down everything else that came before or make the sudden switch from A to B. I am not doing that. Listen, nursing made me who I am. I knew I wanted to be a nurse since I was 10. And the years I spent at the bedside, the patients, the hard nights, the moments where I held someone's hand while their world fell apart, that shaped me in ways I'm still discovering. Nursing taught me how to listen, how to read a room, how to stay calm when everything's on fire. And especially being in the emergency room, that is true. How to advocate for someone who can't advocate for themselves. Every one of those skills translate directly into what I do now, with my customers, with my team, with the women I'm trying to reach. I'm not leaving nursing. Nursing is a part of me, but here's the shift. I used to think nursing was the ceiling. Like, this is who I am, this is all I am, this is what I'll always be, especially since this was my goal from the age of 10. Now I see it as the foundation, not the ceiling, but the foundation. And if you have a calling that's been your identity for years, I want you to ask yourself the same question. Is this my ceiling or is this my foundation? Because there's a whole lot of room to build on top of a foundation. Pillar 4 is beauty. And specifically for me, that is around hair care. Now I can already hear someone already saying, Jill, hair as a nurse, that's a pillar? Yep. And let me tell you why. Because the day I started taking care of my hair, seriously, was the day something shifted in me that I cannot fully explain. It wasn't vanity. It was reinvention. For years, I'd looked in the mirror and seen this tired woman with hair that felt like it had given up, kind of like I had. Thin, dry, flat, a reflection of how I felt on the inside. When I started using Monat products, and I'm telling you what's true for me, your results will be your own. Something started coming back to life, and it wasn't just my hair. It was me. It was the woman who used to care, who used to put herself together, who used to feel like a whole person and not a leftover. Hair is not shallow. Hair is how a lot of us walk back into ourselves. When you catch your reflection in a window and you don't flinch anymore, that changes things. When you stop avoiding photos with your kids because you don't want a record of how invisible you felt, that changes things. That's why beauty is a pillar for me. Not for everybody else, for her, for me, for the woman in the mirror who deserved to be seen again. So those are my 4 pillars: business, mindset, my nursing profession, and beauty. But the real pillar, the one underneath all 4, is that decision. The decision that this chapter is not the boring one, that you are not done, that there is a woman inside of you who has been waiting for you to come back. I came back and I'm so happy, and I'm here to help you do the same. So if anything in this video hit you, if you felt something, I want you to do one thing for me and one thing only. Comment start below or send it to me in the DMs on Instagram or Threads and let's chat. No pitch, no pressure, just a real conversation between 2 women who are tired of waiting for permission. I'll see you in the next video.